Dancing shoes on, I can tell. Yeah. Got a little Janice Stanfield for you. And we're going to proclaim, oh, I love it. You just read my mind. We are connected. And we are going to proclaim that life's not a struggle. It's meant to be peaceful, easy, fun, and free. Are we ready?
To be peaceful, easy, fun, and free. Life's not a struggle, it's meant to be peaceful, easy, fun, and free. Life's not a struggle, it's meant to be peaceful, easy, fun, and free. Life's not a struggle, it's meant to be peaceful, easy, fun, and free.
Life was meant to be a struggle. Let it be easy, like a kid chasing bubbles. I am seizing this day for possibility that we can juggle. Life was meant to be a struggle. Let it be easy. Let it be easy. Let it be easy. Okay. Don and Steve, the Jazz Meisters. One more time, here we go. Life's not a struggle, it's meant to be peaceful, easy, fun, and free.
Life's not a struggle, it's meant to be peaceful, easy, fun, and free. Life's not a struggle, it's meant to be peaceful, easy, fun, and free. Life's not a struggle, it's meant to be peaceful, easy, fun, and free.
Life was meant to be a struggle. Let it be easy, like a kid chasing bubbles. I am seizing this day for a possibility that we can juggle. Life was meant to be a struggle. Let it be easy. Let it be easy. Let it be easy. Life's not a struggle, it's meant to be peaceful, easy, fun, and free.
Life's not a struggle, it's meant to be peaceful, easy, fun, and free. Life's not a struggle, it's meant to be peaceful, easy, fun, and free. Life's not a struggle, it's meant to be peaceful, easy, fun, and free.
Thank you. What a great jazz song to
brighten up this sort of rainy morning. Anyway, welcome to Shining Mountain Center for Spiritual Living. We have gathered here today because we want to celebrate the God in each and one of you. Everybody. God's in everybody, and we just want to celebrate that. I think it's just a wonderful thing to celebrate. We too often forget that. Anyway, we also recognize how important gratitude and forgiveness and prayer is, and also helping you to discover that aspect of yourself that's divine. So, because we think prayer is important, and because we think divinity is important, and divinity inside of ourselves is important, please join me in saying our statement of purpose. Our community lovingly and joyfully inspires, supports, and empowers individuals to discover and express their divinity. You know, prayer is one of the foundations of this community, and we pray because we know it works. So if you have something on your heart or your mind, you have two options here. You can either fill out a prayer card and put it in the back prayer chest, and we'll pray for you, or you can join us after the service, and we'll have a prayer circle right up here in the front. Every Wednesday from 7:30 to 8, we have a Zoom meditation. And if you don't know how to get on Zoom for this meditation, there are cards on the back table. On Monday, June the 3rd, that's tomorrow, we'll be feeding the Flathead. And we need volunteers to come at 5:30, and there's a sign-up sheet on the back table. And now, let's take a moment to say hello to an old friend or meet a new one. Why don't you meander back to your places and we'll sing our first congregational song.
All right. We're going to send our love over the mountains. We're going to send our peace, our joy, our love. Let's see what we got here. We're going to go back to love after we do, so we're going to do 4 times through. You okay with that? Surprise. Okay, I think you guys know this. If you'd like to stand, and I know there are hand movements and signs to this, and I don't know what they are. So if you guys want to, somebody wants to come up here and lead, that'd be great. All right. I'm with you now. We're going to send. What's the first one? Send.
I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me.
I send my joy. I send
My joy over the mountains. I send my joy over the seas. I send my joy into the heavens, and it returns to me.
We send our peace.
send my peace over the mountains. I send my peace over the sea. I send my peace into the heavens, and it returns to me. Let's do one more, love. I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me this time, and it returns to me. Beautiful. Thank you.
Quick learners too, don't you think? That's the sign. So, good morning. Good morning. It's nice to see some familiar faces and some brand new faces. I just want to say welcome. And it's a time in our service now where we bless the children. Knowing that the children are the future, let us bless the children. Please join me. We see you, who you really are, made in the image and likeness of God. We cherish you, we support you, and we love you. And so moving within to that space of love, we know there is only one love, one life, one power, one presence in the universe. It is known by many names. Atman, the Great Spirit. Today I call it God. God, the good, omnipotent. God who is light and love and peace and joy. God who is health and wholeness and abundance. God who supports and strengthens us. We are one with that whole and holy presence, one with the divine, one with that powerful presence of spirit. It is in its essence that we live and breathe and have our being. So as I speak my word this day, I speak it knowing that in the ensuing week and beyond, we embrace the truth of who we are. We embrace it with boldness. We move forth into the world, sharing our light, our love, and our joy, knowing that we are strengthened and supported by the one. And I am so grateful. I'm grateful for that powerful presence of spirit within my life and within the life of everyone we meet. I am grateful for the opportunity we have to share that light and love with one another. I simply give thanks as I release this word now to the perfect working of the perfect law, which always and only says yes. Please join me in affirming, and so it is. Amen.
So when I got the talk title and the theme for June and read Holy Boldness, I added the word Batman. So Holy Boldness, Batman, and knew that we need to bring some really fun, on the edge music for you. This is a song you might recognize from a musical written by Leonard Bernstein and Mr. Sondheim. And we do a new treatment to it. And this song is always, it's about my holy boldness journey. And it's that wonderful expectation of the excitement of what's to come, and sitting and waiting, or reaching out for it, but sitting and waiting. And we're supposed to treat and move our feet, but we still need to sit and in the presence and wait for it. And that's such a kind of a crazy dance for me. Holy boldness, Batman. Could it be? Who knows? There's something due any day. I will know right away, soon as it shows. It may come cannonballing down from the sky, gleaming its eye, bright as a rose. Who knows? It's only just out of reach, down the block, on a beach, under a tree. I got a feeling there's a miracle due, gonna come true, coming to me. Could it be? Yes, it could. Something's coming, something good, if I can wait. Something's coming, I don't know what it is, but it is gonna be great. With a click, with a shock, phone will jingle, door will knock, open the latch. Something's coming, don't know when, but it's soon. Catch the moon, one-handed catch. Around the corner, or whistling down the river. Come on, deliver to me. Will it be? Yes, it will. Maybe just by holding still, it'll be there. Come on, something, come on in. Don't be shy. Meet a guy, pull up a chair. The air is humming. And something great is coming. Who knows? It's only just out of reach, down the block, on a beach, maybe tonight. Maybe tonight. Maybe tonight.
Yes, yes, yes. Beautiful, Rochelle, Steve, Don, thank you so much. And Red Star and Richard, that was fabulous. Maybe it's, yeah, maybe it's now. Something good is coming. Maybe it's now. It's now. Whew, Don. Whoa. So I just want us to stay in that space. I really want us to stay in that space of it's now, it's now, it's now. Something is coming, and we're welcoming the new world. And the new world is always here in the now. And it's here in the now when we recognize it and greet it and welcome it. Because we're what the new world is coming to. And we're also what the new world is coming from. It's coming through us. So I'm going to invite you to, Rochelle and the musicians and the vocalists prepared us for this space of listening. Let us go within. And allow what the heart and the soul is speaking. Allow that to be what you hear in this moment. Listen in the silence to your high self, that divine self within you, speaking to you, speaking through you, and speaking as you. You are the beloved. You are the chosen. You are anointed. Listen. Listen to your soul sing those notes of love. Feel the peace between the notes. For this is a sacred time. We are in a sacred space. Each one of us, wherever we are, this moment is sacred. This now is the all. And knowing that we are in the presence of the presence. Knowing that we are blessed. And as such, we are also the blessing. Let us move into our day with great joy, great courage, and the boldness of Superman. Let your imagination be free. For God is all there is. And we are its magnificent creation and expression. And it is so. It is so. And so we call it good and very good. And so it is. Thank you, John. Thanks to everyone for being here. This is so much fun, I have to tell you. It's so much fun, and I love the music and to move into that boldness. I've been working with that theme for a week now, and it's just been fabulous to feel it, because boldness, it comes, oh my goodness. This month is about holy boldness. And spiritual audacity. That's really what I like, is audacity. Boldness just, that comes and goes for me. And I think I kind of live from a boldness of following my own rules that harm no one. That's the rules I have to keep. And when I see that I have harmed someone, or it's brought to my attention, I try and make amends as soon as I can, to the best of my ability, and then change my behavior. Oh, you guys. I think someone mentioned about the rain. Here's what I love about the rain. The rain rinses everything off. I love rain. I love it because it rinses things off, and we have this new energy that's available to us. And when the wind blows, it blows the stuff away that we no longer want hanging around us. So, I can go with the wind. I can go with the rain. I love the snow. I love the ice cold. What I don't like is over 85 degrees. And then I'm prone. With popsicles on one side. Never mind, it doesn't matter. So what we're called to, and called to every day, is to trust ourselves and trust in the good. Trust in this principle that there's a good for us. There's a good for us. And it's always there. And we ought to have it. We ought to experience it. We ought to claim it. We ought to name it and claim it. And then we ought to welcome it. But we just have to know that that's okay all the time. So today I want to talk about not only holy boldness and sacred audacity, which comes from that Latin word audacia, which means boldness. It means boldness and daring and courage. That's why I love audacity. I love that idea of boldness and courage and daring. Oh my goodness. It took me to a place of saying yes. And then I realized, you know what? We work with a principle in the universe. The universal law of mind always says yes. It doesn't matter what we put into it. If we put it in with conviction, we get a yes, right? So let's look at all the things we say yes to. Let's just take a look at that right now, because we're going to use our boldness, our courage, and be just so strong in our strength of saying yes to what we want versus yes, boy, I don't feel good today. You know what I'm doing when I'm saying that? I don't feel good today, and I've got this, and let me tell you how bad it was last night, and I know it's going to go on for a couple more days because I've got all these symptoms. We're saying yes to that experience. If that's what we're feeling, and that's what we're believing, and that's what we're expecting, we're putting the law into motion in the universe. So law always says yes, so won't I have some more of this? Oh my gosh, it's not very good. Now, we often look at the outside symptoms, but what we really want to look at is, I've still got the pain, I've still got the symptoms, but I'm saying yes to a greater experience. So what we do is we say yes to the interior experience we're having, which will manifest itself to the outside. But as long as we're only claiming the outside and giving it a yes, that's what we're going to continue to experience. So we want to look at not what it is out here, but what is it that the soul is desiring to experience. My soul constantly reminds me it loves joy. It loves ease. It loves peace. It loves graciousness. It loves forgiveness. It loves generosity. It loves beauty. It loves love. And those are the things I want to say yes to, so that my experience out here can look a certain way for a certain amount of time. But I want to reside in that inner kingdom, and each one of us have that ability to move into the inner kingdom and experience this on the outside with a generosity of spirit. With a generosity of spirit. How many of you have said yes to something you didn't want to do? 2 people out of 400. Just kidding. I think most of us have had that experience at one time. And why do we do it? We think it's either required of us, or nobody else is going to do it, or somebody has expectations. Whatever reason we do it. We usually, if we don't want to do it and we've said yes to it, we have my friend calls it gala. We have some gala or ickiness around it, And usually the ickiness comes out by complaining about it to someone else. That's just kind of how it happens sometimes, So here's the deal. Every time, including myself, I said yes to something I didn't want to do, I was at choice. So are you. Now, we don't have to go backwards about anything, but we can certainly look at now, this very moment, how we can move into the yes that we want to say yes to. Yes, we can. And someone asks me to do something that I don't want to do, I have the freedom to say, I'm going to, yes, right, that good old beautiful word. No, thank you for this opportunity. I appreciate it, but no, thank you. And what I'm doing is saying yes to myself. And therefore, if I believe I have the right to do that, if you believe you have the right to do that, you'll have a good experience. You'll know that it's going to work out for them because it's working out for you, and it's all going to be good. If you say no, and you're like, oh God, I really should have said yes. Where is your commitment to yourself in there? It was to doing something you didn't want to do. It wasn't to the yes you gave yourself permission to say no about. So you see, we want to be oh so honorable to ourselves about what we're committing to when we're saying yes. Yes, I do want to take care of myself this week. Yes, I will take care of. Yes, I am taking care of myself, and this includes whatever it includes for you. I call that the sacred yes, and it takes audacity to move into that, knowing there's a bigger picture, and it's going to work. It's going to work for you. It's going to work for me. It's going to work for all of us if we allow it to. If we allow it to. Because what we're doing is looking at how we choose to live. Do we choose to live large or small? And in doing so, how are we experiencing the demonstrations that we're having in our lives? Because our demonstrations are based on what we have thought and believed and brought into existence so much of the time. Not all of it, but our demonstrations are so much of it is something that we're connected to, that we believe in. Now, we didn't cause everything we're experiencing in our lives. What we do, though, is have the ability to respond to it. And that's what I'm talking about with that sacred yes. Have the audacity to say yes to the person, to the personalness, to the divineness of yourself. So that what you're doing is always putting the law into action in what you want, what you believe in, what you're wanting to manifest, not what you don't want to manifest, because the law works absolutely wonderfully on that too. It works on whatever we believe in. And so if you don't want to manifest, let me think. It's not about what we don't want to manifest. It's what we don't want that we put so much more energy on than we do what we'd like to experience. That's when we're going to manifest the don't want experience. That's when we're going to manifest more challenges. But even if there are challenges there in front of us, and we come from this place of yes to the soul, we are going to experience that challenge in a different way than if we're contributing to the challenge. So there is a sacred yes within every single one of us that says yes to life, because that's what it is. It's the blessing of life within us. We know that demonstrations are a result of our mental work. It's not a result of God having favorites. It's not a result of doing what God wants us to do. It's a result of our conviction, our thought, and our conviction behind that thought, our belief systems that brings many of the experiences we have in life to us and through us. And then we have the collective consciousness that we're always up. It's always up right in our face. Collective consciousness about everything, about our health, about relationships, about ageism, about politics, about everything you can, education, about everything you can imagine. It's in front of us. And if we say yes to that chaos, and if we say yes to that fear, then we're going to have more of that experience. There's going to be more things that are going to frighten us. Well, there's going to be more experiences of chaos for us. So we really are able to govern our lives. We really are able to expect, as the song said, expect good. The expectancy. And it might be just right around the corner. It might be tomorrow. It doesn't matter. If we have an expectancy of good, you know how it is. Children are such a beautiful example. Or your pet. If you expect a good from it, you're going to find the good. Oh, isn't that darling how she brought me the peanut butter all over her hands. Isn't that darling how my dog just jumped right up on my newly planted plant and kind of got himself settled in it, which he did. You know, it's if we have an expectancy of good, we're going to find good. And if we trust that there's a good for us and we ought to have it, we're going to be more trusting. We're going to be more trusting. We'll trust more. If you start just having a little bit of trust in that which is unseen, but that which you're claiming is the divine and is that support and supply for you and always for you and never against you, always saying yes through the law of mind, always saying yes, then you just, wow. This is what I want to say yes to. This is what I want to say yes to. This is what I'm choosing in the moment. You see, we don't even have to go backwards. Oh my God, I've always done it this way. Have a thought. Is this what I want the universe to say yes to? I love this. I wanted something really badly this past week. And I was waiting for it to show up. And it didn't show up. But you know what I in the past, I would have thought, well, if not this, then something better. You see, it was a way of justifying what I wasn't getting in the moment. But now I have this idea, I have this belief, I have this new stuff in me that says, if not this, something else. And sure enough, something else totally unexpected, great good showed up in my life, and I'm like, whoa, isn't this lovely? Yeah. I didn't know where, I didn't know how, I didn't even know what would come, but I had an expectation of a greater good. I had an expectation. It's always of a greater good. Why would we want the same good? We want greater good. Yeah. And you know how we get greater good? The more open we are, the more willing we are to experience Spirit as us, through us, for us, with us. We are the conduit for Spirit on earth. We are that conduit. No mistakes in Spirit. No accidents. No one left out. No one unloved. No one unneeded. We're all here. We're all here to I believe, the very joy of Spirit. So let's get really bold and add some gusto and verve to our lives. Let's get really bold and actually let go of some of the stuff you don't want to have. Some of that no stuff. Some of that stuff we've said yes to, we want to let go of. And believe me, it isn't other people who put as many expectations on us as we do. As we do. So let's just look at what we've expected before. Oh my golly. Yeah. We get to reevaluate. I've just been so thrilled to learn what... Okay, here it is, folks. I cook once a week, right? I cook on Sundays, and honestly, I have the best family in the world because I usually cook one-pot meals and then bread. We have one pot and bread, right? Okay. Sometimes two things in bread. But here's what I love. I've been doing this for 15 years at that house now. Here's what I love. Now they're telling me, I really don't like that. I was so shocked to learn that because I was making it, I was like, you know what? I don't either. But my family's really generous. They'll even take seconds of it. Yeah. So what I love What I love is that we can be so authentic and so safe to share with each other. We're safe to be who we are and to say, yes, I really like that, and yes, I hope I never have to eat that again. You know? Yeah. So when we honor ourselves, we honor everyone else around us with our authenticity, with our generosity, with our kindness. Nobody said, no one did that. They know better. There'd be no dessert. But it was just such a shock and such a delight. Now I'm not cooking dinner on Sunday. Yeah. I feel so good, I'm miserable. No, just kidding. We have to participate in our lives. We have to participate with each other. We have to make room for each other. We have to listen. Listen first to ourselves, and then listen to the other. This is a habit I have, and I know I have it, so I can admit to it because I have agreed with my higher self to let it go. When someone is telling me something, to add my little bit of story to it. Unless they ask for it, I wonder if they really want it. You know, it's that sacred listening. Of course, we all have wisdom we carry within us, and it's beautiful to share our wisdom. But is it really necessary if it isn't asked for? I was so grateful that I got that lesson this week, too. I've had several lessons this past week, and that was one of them. I had an opinion, and the opinion was based on a judgment. The judgment was based on an observation. Now, unless I live in that household, and unless I'm there 24/7 interacting with those people, I have no clue what's going on. I just have a judgment, an observation, and an opinion, right? So I shared it with the person. And I was beautifully informed that that was not a complete picture of what was going on. Well, you know what happens then? Defense. Defend the judgment. The person was gracious enough to say, and it still isn't the whole picture. Oh my God, I was so blessed. I was so blessed that someone would be that kind to me, that loving of me, that they would allow me to see my error without shame, without being cut off, without being overruled. They just put it out there plainly for me. And that's what we can do for each other if there is an error, when there is an error. That graciousness. We don't have to withdraw. That's my thing. I'm out of here. They never loved me in the first place. You know, it brings up all that old stuff, all the way down to, I'm a mistake. That's what can happen to us. We can get on that roller coaster, and if they don't help us on the roller coaster, we don't need any help, by the way, when we're on the roller coaster. We can do it on our own, but we usually find someone who will help us on the roller coaster. Yeah, even if they don't intend to. So I say again, we want to look at the sacred yes. And we do it in the now. We do it absolutely in the now. We make that decision right here and right now. Every time we have a thought. Is that thought that we're carrying in the moment, in this moment, is this the thought you have right now? Is it detrimental to yourself or anyone else? And if you say yes to that, which is beautiful, you say yes it is, then you let it go. And find what you want to say yes to that will manifest in your life. Because otherwise, you give your commitment to that thought, it's going to manifest in a way that you don't want it to. We don't want ugliness in our lives. We don't want chaos in our lives. We don't want anger and unforgiveness in our lives. We don't want judgment. We don't want attacks. We don't want to be excluded. We don't want to be looked down on. And then if we feel that, we go to, a new thought, a new thought, a new yes, a new way, in the now, in the now, in the now. It takes courage for us to be bold. It takes courage for us to be courageous. It takes courage for us. But here's what we want to hold on to. Not what we get from out here that'll help shore us up in our courage. Let's first go within. Let's first go within. And with the first breath that we take, when we've made our decision that we are going to be courageous, with the first breath we take, we allow that Spirit of God within us, the Spirit of holiness within us, the Spirit of life that enfolds and carries us, that's always with us, to govern us. Not giving up our power, the power of self, the power of will, not giving it up, but the power to know that there is that deep within us that always, always is the center of love. And from that center of love, everything that we need to know is held there. And we can access it when we listen. When we listen. And I know from experience that beautiful voice from within, it's never about doing more, it's about letting go. It's about becoming more, not doing more. It's about understanding more, not learning more. For within each one of us, the understanding absolute within us is informing us, each one of us, of high truth. The understanding absolute within you is informing you of high truth. That absolute, the understanding and loving absolute in you, always with you, never abandoning you, is informing you clearly, quickly, gently of the high truth of your magnificence. Of who you are and whose you are. And so our boldness and audacity does not have to be loud, doesn't have to be shouted to the outer world. But as we embrace it, as we feel the joy within at being a bit audacious, a bit bold, a bit daring, as we feel that courage within us to rising up, to sing our song, to color outside of the lines, to draw the circle larger. We know that we are doing what we have come here to do, and that is to be our magnificent self. And so may this week be a week of incredibly spiritual audacity and sacred boldness. May you remember that you are blessed and you are the blessing. It is always so. And together we say, and so it is. So it is. Amen. Thank you.
We have a wonderful online community that joins us every Sunday. And I want to thank that community for being there with us this Sunday and for every Sunday you come, because your support is so important to us. And now, as our ushers come forward, we're blessed with